What's going on, everybody? It's Jordan Cruzan here. Before I get too deep into the last 2 weeks, I would just love for you guys to like and subscribe to this channel. It means a lot to me, and it helps out the algorithm and helps put this content in front of more people. So if you could do that, that would be great. Really appreciate it. Okay, so past 2 weeks have been super busy. Lydia and I just got off of a trip to Colorado with some of our good friends, and it was really, really amazing. Unfortunately, I got sick like 2 days before we left, so I was in a slump throughout the solid first half of the trip, and then everybody else got sick like the second half. Lydia was sick for the drive home, so a lot of that going around, but we still made the best of our time there, and it was great. We drove up and stayed the night in Santa Fe, which is about 8 hours from where we are now, and stayed in a little boutique hotel right there on the plaza. I think it was on Marcy Street. Super cool. They have like invisible staff, I think that's what they call it, where you check in on an app and you park your car through like this service that they have, and you don't see a soul there, other than like occasionally you'll see another guest. And we were only there for one night though, but we didn't like check in with like a concierge or speak to anybody. It was all handled like through an app, and it was pretty neat. The room was amazing, super clean, super modern. Definitely the Western motif that's super common around Santa Fe and New Mexico, and we really enjoyed it. It was super tasteful, very well done, very nice. And attached to the hotel itself was a little sushi restaurant that was ultra authentic and ultra delicious. I got these noodles, I think it was udon noodle soup and miso soup. I was a big soup guy because I wasn't feeling well, and it was just life-giving, honestly. Super delicious. Lydia tried nigiri for her first time, so she got to experience that and loved it, and we just don't have enough good things to say about this area of Santa Fe that we stayed in. And then the following morning, we just walked around the plaza. It was Saturday morning. They had a little open air market with these artisans that have licensure through one of the local museums there that allows them to take a space on this drive and sell their wares and their crafts and everything. It was super neat, and that's the first thing that I want to share with you guys today, is something that we purchased from one of the artisans there, and it's this little dish with a hummingbird image on it, and it's super cool, handmade. You can tell just by some of the inconsistencies, and then you've got the artist's name inscribed on the bottom here, and I'll plug him and his work in the details below in the video. But super cool. The clay is from that area around Santa Fe, as well as the pigments that are used in the dye and the paint, and we just love small stuff like this, and it supports this gentleman and his craft and his culture, and gives us a really nice talking piece, very reasonably priced for what it is. And I just feel very fortunate to have been able to listen to this gentleman talk about what these images mean and his culture, and how he's able to complete this type of work. Super cool. And the next thing that I have to talk about is something that we picked up in Pagosa Springs. The last day, we kind of took like an off day. We skied and snowboarded for 3 days on the slopes, and it was pretty good. Lydia's a lot better at winter sports than I am. I'm still learning. This is only my second time snowboarding, but I'm very confident heel side. I'm moderately confident toe side. So now I can kind of get a rhythm going before I find the ground. So yeah, but on the last day, to soak our sore muscles, we actually went to the springs, which is like in downtown Pagosa Springs, on I guess like the opposite side of the river that the majority of the city is on, is this resort that has all of these hot spring pools and they're all different temperatures, and it smells like sulfur, and it's super cool. And we had a blast there and did a mud bath and the sauna and the whole works, everything that you could think of whenever it comes to like a mountain spa we participated in, and it was super cool. But there's a point in the day where I had grown weary of the pools and wanted to just like hang out and read a book, but I didn't have a book with me, so I figured that a good way to find one would be to like check out one of the local antique or thrift or secondhand stores that were right there on the strip. And we did, and found, Lydia did, a copy of the Freewheeling Bob Dylan on vinyl, which is super cool. This is obviously one of his most famous albums and a critical listening piece for many folks that enjoy folk or country music, and I think just kind of really set the stage for alternative music in America and throughout the world. And it's just kind of an iconic bit of music history here. This is not a first pressing. I thought that it might be, but it's not. There's some key details in the song list and the typeface location on the cover, but if it would be a first pressing, it'd be worth a lot of money. But regardless, that's not what it's about. But we picked this up and it's super awesome. Lydia loves Bob Dylan, and she had just recently watched his biopic, so this was a pretty stellar find for us, and is going to be a valuable addition to our ever-growing vinyl collection. As you can see behind me, I've got the system right here, and I'll maybe talk about that in another video if folks are interested in that at all. I love vintage audio equipment and vinyl and music altogether. My TikTok is full of that stuff, so if you're interested in that as well, go check out Jordan Cruzan on TikTok and like and subscribe there as well. But anyways, super cool find, really excited to give this a listen, and just am happy to be able to associate the memories of that trip and all that came with it anytime I pull this vinyl out. I think that's super important. Next is a larger piece, so I'm gonna move and back up. I'm gonna try to make sure that the glare is not too bad, so bear with me on this real quick. Okay, so this is a large print of a poster that was commissioned by Leroy Neiman, who's a pretty famous illustrator for sports and was real big through like the 70s and the 80s. This is 1980 Lake Placid, so super cool. Winter sports, specifically the Winter Olympics in Lake Placid, which perfect timing. Winter Olympics, go USA. And skiing and snowboarding, which we just completed, and my favorite number 13, so super stellar. Just lots of key aspects of this that I love. I love the colors, I love the style, I love the price. It was very reasonable, but we picked this up and think that it fits our home perfectly. Most everything that we have is secondhand, and so something like this just checks all those boxes and all of our values as purchasers in this world. It's something that we're going to hold on to for a long time. It's something that we think matches our style and what we seek whenever we're purchasing items. So super cool. We just wanted to share this piece with you and to give you a heads up, you know, go check out secondhand stores, antique stores, all those things. You can furnish a super cool home just off of things that you find there. But we love this piece. We think that the fact that it's signed by him is ultra cool, and we feel very fortunate to have found it. So that's a piece, and this is going to go in my office. It hangs right next to my desk, and I'm just pretty enthralled with it. But that's kind of the gist of the last 2 weeks. This one's pretty short and sweet, but I got a cool montage at the beginning of a lot of the stuff that we did. I need to take better care to generate more content whenever I'm doing cool things. That's just something that I've got to like force myself to do and think about whenever I'm traveling or eating or seeing neat things, but Lydia did a good job of reminding me to do that, so I'll get better. Bear with me. Again, please like and subscribe. I appreciate it greatly, and check out my other socials, but yeah, those are three really interesting things that we've added to our house and our collection, and we just can't wait to see what's next. Thanks.